Hey guys, welcome back to Ash Heart Books. Today is going to be a Top 5 Wednesday. So in the spirit of Christmas, the Top 5 Wednesday for this week is Top 5 Things You Are a Grinch About in books. So I kind of have a little bit of everything in this list. I thought it was so funny to have things you were kind of a Grinch or kind of grumpy about. These are pretty petty things. There's nothing that's like deep here. It's just kind of those things that happen with books and they just kind of annoy you for no apparent reason, or there is a reason, and I will tell you right now. So the first thing I'm a Grinch about is the mass market paperbacks that will not open unless you break the spine. I brought a book to demonstrate. So we've got this one here. This is brand new. So it's from the store, and if you buy a mass market paperback, they only open about that much-ish without breaking the spine. So it's just so frustrating because you don't want to break the spine, but it hurts to hold a book open about that much through the entire book. So I honestly end up just breaking the spine about halfway through and not even minding because it's just such a pain otherwise. That's why I honestly prefer to buy my mass market paperbacks if it's a series that only comes in that form from a used bookstore, because those already have broken spines usually in these kind of books. So I don't have to feel bad about it, and my hands don't hurt, and I don't have to sit there with like a half open book to read. So that's my first one. I mean, really, can we just make it a little floppier? It has to be something with the binding we could do, right? Number 2 is when the cover of a book has absolutely nothing to do with the actual book. Now, I'm all for a pretty cover or a very like whimsical, artistic cover, but particularly in romance novels, but I've seen it in YA and other genres as well, the cover art has nothing to do with the book sometimes, and sometimes that dissuades people from picking it up, when really, like, especially if it's in like a YA that has a very like romancy cover, very lovey-dovey, and then you read it and there's not even that much romance in it, like maybe a little bit, someone might have been persuaded to not read that book because they thought it was going to be very steamy when really there was nothing in it. Or on the other side, you think it's this very innocent cover, which is okay, I get it, it just sometimes annoys me, but then you read the book and it's, you know, got all this crazy stuff in it. So I don't know, I just kind of want the cover to match what's inside, or at least have the idea of what's inside. I don't know, it's just kind of one of those things that annoys me. The third thing I have is kind of a trope, and I have a whole video on like tropes I like and tropes I don't like, so if you're interested you can go check that out. But the one I want to talk about today is the no parental supervision for like teenagers, because I don't think it bothered me as much when I was a teenager, but as I've gotten a little bit older and I remember myself as a teenager, I'm like, there is no way my parents would have let me do any of that. And I know a lot of times it's just done for the sake of like moving the plot forward and kind of having more exciting things happen than a parent standing there saying, you can't do that. I just feel like it's just kind of, it just kind of annoys me as I get older that it's so unlike real life. And I know it's a fantasy, or like it's trying to be a book, it's not reality, but yeah. Put a parent in there, even if it's just somewhere to say, should you really be sneaking out to go save the world right now? I don't know, it's just kind of one of those things that kind of annoys me. The fourth one I have is when books aren't labeled as like the third in a series, or that they're in a series. So how many times, and please tell me I'm not alone in this, have you got a book, you look inside, you look on the spine, it's not labeled as part of a series? There is a very easy way to solve this problem by putting a 1 or a 2 or a 3, or labeling the book somehow so that all of us civilians know if it's a series or not. Even if it's not on the spine, just putting it like on the inside couple of pages, because I usually check there. So that's one that just kind of frustrates me. The last one I have that's kind of making me a Grinch is just when bookstores only have like books 3, 4, and 5, but they never have the first book in a series. So it kind of ties to the first one. I like buying books from a bookstore like Books A Million or Barnes & Noble, but it's really hard to do that when they never have the first one in stock. So I know it's a hard problem to solve, but if we could somehow have the first book in a series available to those of us coming a little later, that would be great. Okay guys, so those are all the things that I'm kind of a Grinch about when it comes to books. I'd love to know what you guys are kind of grumpy about when it comes to books. I hope you guys have a great day, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!